I'm really excited to be here, and I hope you'll pardon my appearance. I have been out in the yard pretty much all day long, trying to get my yard mowed before the rain comes because it's been raining so much. And I had a lot of gardening things that I needed to do, but guess what? The tower garden was not one of the things that I had to do. So, just to tell you a little bit about my history with Juice Plus, um, back in 2011, and it was actually in May of 2011, about this time of year, I, well, 6 months prior to that, I was introduced to Juice Plus. And I am a holistic health practitioner. I have a PhD in holistic health. And I used to have a health center, and I used to have people come in all the time and tell me about all their great things that they had. And I just said, no, 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 no. And I met this woman at a networking event in Charlotte, North Carolina. And she was telling me about Juice Plus, and I kept telling her no. And I told her no probably 10 times. And she was very persistent. She was polite, but she was persistent. And one day she said to me, well, Jane, I have 2 tickets to see Dr. Rick Du Bois, who's going to be in Charlotte, and I'd like to give you these tickets. And I thought to myself, well, if that would shut her up, I'll go. And I called my 15-year-old son, our oldest son, and said, you're going with me to this thing tonight. And we went, and I'd say there were probably about 300 people there, maybe. And I hung on to every word he said. He spoke for about 45 minutes, and it was so powerful that on my way home, I called the lady that had invited me and said, bring me everything you have. I am signing up for everything. And 6 months later, which was in May of 2011, I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. And I went through a really horrific treatment protocol, one of which I had 17 units of blood. I had 17 blood transfusions. And I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink. I had chemo, I had radiation, and it was pretty horrible. And my friend would call me and she'd say, well, Jane, have you taken your Juice Plus today? And I'd say, well, I got a little bit of it down. She said, just take as much as you can. Well, I have to tell you that the little bit that I did take, which was a pretty good amount, it wasn't necessarily every day, but I feel pretty certain that it saved my life, and it had a remarkable, remarkable impact on my recovery. Even my doctors were absolutely amazed that I had recovered the way that I did, because my situation was such a dire situation. It wasn't too long after that, I guess, that they came out with the Tower Gardens, and I just fell in love with the Tower Gardens. We ordered one right away and planted it, and we've had a Tower Garden every year. When the indoor Tower Gardens came out, we got one of those, and y'all, I can't begin to tell you what a difference it makes in our food selections and what we do, purchases. And so I wanted to show you. I'm going to try to. I'm not sure I can turn my phone around. Yes, I can. Hold on. I'm going to turn my phone around and show you. So here's our garden that I haven't even tackled yet. And you can see we haven't really done anything to it since last year, but you see all the weeds and all of this, and I just keep putting off going in there and dealing with it. But then you come over here, and well, here's my tower garden. And these guys have been in here now for about, I'd say, 3 weeks. And they were tiny little seedlings when we planted them. And now I come out here and I look at them and I'm just like, wow. I mean, look how beautiful they are. I have beautiful basil, and look at this lettuce. It's just absolutely fantastic. And I don't know about you, but every time I go to the grocery store nowadays, I look at stuff and I'm just like, wow, that is so expensive. It's so expensive. And then you get it and it doesn't even really taste all that great. This food that you grow on these tower gardens is so good, and it saves you so much money in the end that I don't know how anybody would not want one of these. And especially for people who don't have a lot of space, maybe people who live in an apartment, or they just have a tiny little area, and maybe even their backyard, the front yard, wherever. But you can put one in your house and you can grow all this stuff. You can basically grow anything on this tower garden that is not planted, that roots into the ground, like carrots or potatoes or beans. And it doesn't take the place of another garden. I'm going to clear out my other garden and I'll probably plant a few tomato plants and a couple other things in there. But we have grown everything from squash, zucchini, broccoli, eggplant, all kinds of lettuces, all kinds of herbs. And I do a lot of stuff with herbs in my practice as well. So I absolutely love the fact that I can plant herbs and they grow beautifully. And if you've ever tried to go to the store and buy herbs, you know how expensive they can be. And this stuff just grows like, I mean, it's beautiful. It is so beautiful. And it tastes so good. It's fresh. You know that when you come out and you pick stuff off your tower garden and you're going to go make a salad, you have the most nutritious, fresh, undoctored, fertilized, whatever it is, food that you can get. And I don't know why anybody wouldn't want one. And it's so easy. Like I can go out of town and I don't have to worry that I have to water my plants because they're automatically being watered. I don't have to worry about the bunnies, rabbits coming and eating stuff off my plants like I do my other garden, because they don't touch this. They can't even get up here and reach this. I don't have to worry. I don't worry about bugs and all those kinds of things. I know that everything on here is just going to grow, and it's beautiful. And I love my tower garden, and I love that we work with schools to get it in so that the kids can eat nutritiously and learn about how to grow food. A lot of kids actually think that where you get your food, you go to the store and it's just magically there. They don't even understand the concept that you can grow your own food. And I think, especially in this day and time, it's really important, as we have lost so much nutritional value from the food that's in the grocery stores. It's a good idea to grow your own food. And I think that if you do that, you'll see a tremendous benefit to your health, your family's health, the people you love, people you care about. You're going to see a difference because the food is real food and it's nutritious. It hasn't been depleted. The soils these days have been depleted in minerals so much that's why you get these foods that they don't have any nutritional component to them, and they don't even taste good. The tomatoes that you buy in the store these days, they don't have any taste to them. They don't taste that great. The food you get off a tower garden, I guarantee you, it's going to taste good. Strawberries, I know a lot of people that get one tower garden and they just grow strawberries on there. Beautiful, luscious, sweet strawberries. So, you guys, if you are not a tower gardener, you might seriously want to think about becoming one, because it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you live. It's like she said, if you have a space big enough for a Christmas tree, you got space for a tower garden, and you're going to love it. I really think you're going to love it. So thank you for letting me be here tonight and share my tower garden. I love my tower garden. Like, it's just one of my kids. It's just beautiful. I just come out here and snack on little things, you know. So thank you so much for letting me be a part of this call tonight. And I hope that you guys are gonna, if you don't have a tower garden, you need to get one, and let's see where you go with your tower garden. So thank you for letting me be here tonight.